Ethnically ambiguous. Now, if you close your eyes, tell me what that means to you. When you hear those words, do you think someone's trying to kind of lightly say a dark-skinned, black sort of person? Or do you think of someone kind of walking on eggshells trying to say someone who's not Western European? Because that's kind of something I saw today on my TL. You know, I saw this content creator, which seems like an artist. I'm not going to shout them out just because of about this topic. But I saw them kind of had like an interesting mod on Final Fantasy 7. It was like a Shiva mod with, and it was captioned, ethnically ambiguous. I'm not going to out the person and anything, but I saw it. It looked pretty good. In my opinion, it looked interesting because obviously it was a different taste on what I've seen in terms of Final Fantasy, obviously, because you normally get the generic archetype of like sort of a character model. And yeah, I was about to go on about my way until I saw the comments. And I know this is a sort of ongoing topic in the sort of gaming community, and it's been leaking over too much. Even when it's kind of affected the anime community recently about that cosplayer who obviously unalived herself because of all the sort of racial abuse she got online. And this is just something small, which I'm just nitpicking a bit, just because I feel like a lot of these people are just uneducated about understanding where these summons, icons, adolans, where they all come from originally. You know, you do know like Shiva is like based off Hinduism, right? Like it's not like a sort of European sort of descent or background. So it's interesting when I see someone saying comments like this, and yeah, they don't know the ethnical origin of the sort of background that Shiva originates from. And that's the thing with Final Fantasy, right? Because when it comes to a lot of the games, they are based on so many different geographical locations. When it comes to 10, 7, I want to say 4 as well. And that's the thing when it comes to the Final Fantasy community and also the gaming community. Because what made Final Fantasy great, and which is still great, and I still think it is because they have all these sort of interesting backgrounds. Yeah, a lot of people like to just assume, oh yeah, they have fair skin, so they're automatically maybe Caucasian or European, but it's definitely not, it's far from the truth. Like, let's look at 10, for example. We have so many different diverse sort of characters on there, and you can clearly see that they're from different backgrounds and walks of life. Just because you see Waka has like this sort of like tan skin, like some people might assume that he's Hawaiian, and he may be, but it's one of those situations where there's different ethnic backgrounds when it comes to these games. And I feel like a lot of people are just being, I don't want to say biased, but they're being a colorist. That's the best way to describe it. They make it feel like, oh, because you see a dark skinned Cloud, then there's a problem with it. Like, yeah, okay, maybe they're assuming that, yeah, Cloud doesn't look like that, so he shouldn't be like that. But they're not looking at it as like that. They're looking at it as, it's weird. Cloud comes from, like, he don't come from like a Western he doesn't come from a European civilization. Like, none of them do. Like, let's just be honest, like, when it came to Square Enix designing these characters, they weren't based in these like European locations. It would be interesting to see something different, like a big AAA company doing a sort of, let's say the word ethnically ambiguous. Because at this point, this is how it's going. Because we don't, let's just be honest, we don't get enough black representation in the sort of gaming industry. We do in certain aspects when you see certain side characters. But why do I feel like if they was to do, for example, Final Fantasy 17, I don't know why, but I feel like if Final Fantasy 17 was going to be like an all-black cast, or maybe ethnically ambiguous, meaning that they're probably darker skinned, they don't have these sort of European features, that it will just get a whole heap of slack. I'm just going to be that guy, but I feel like it's just going to get all of that slack. And for the reason, it's not going to be because of, they will drop a concept out of it and it will just completely bomb online. You know, they wouldn't have anything in regards to the storyline, mechanics, personality. They will just see the images and you'll just get a bunch of hate comments. And the question is why? Why are we still in this sort of era where when it comes to our favorite media, when it comes to our favorite creative hobbies, that we need to be so surface level. It's like the sort of gaming community just likes to kind of gatekeep, and not just gatekeep, but also have an expectation on what a main character should look like, or what a lead character or what a protagonist should look like. And at the same time, it shouldn't be how they look like, it should be how they represent themselves as a main character. When it comes to this sort of eco space where these sort of black creators or these sort of people who want to do like a bit more representation, I feel like they're constantly up an uphill battle. I'm pretty sure that makes sense, right? Like, why do we need to kind of go at it we're fighting for this, where when it comes to these sort of medias, it's all about the imagination. It's all about kind of projecting how you feel about the characters onto yourself, or how it takes you out of that realism and it brings you into that sort of creative world. Like, that is definitely above skin color. And I feel like when it comes to the sort of creative media, that is an uphill battle a lot of black creators have to go through. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of it, because it was such a weird thing I saw today. Like, I literally just saw it, and obviously I had to engage in it, because when it came to the Shiva sort of the ethnically ambiguous Shiva, when it came to that, I've had to kind of respond to it like jokingly, like, oh yeah, clock it, like when she sees Ifrit. But at the same time in my head I was thinking like, damn, why is the comments kind of polarizing? A lot of them were also positive as well, but I did see a couple negative ones, so I was just thinking like, why? Like, this was a mod, like, just calm down. But leave your thoughts in the comments, guys. Check you guys on the next one. Peace.